car sits out there, and I'm working on the seats. Split it right up the middle. Like I said, that body line to that body line on center of those bumps was 7 inches, so I just left them both there, and I'll overlap them. Down here, body line, down here, a little bit of metal to overlap. And I took out 7 inches of tube. Now the reason I took out 7 inches of tube is I took one of those drops and cut it in half, and I call it the roll pin. Sliced it lengthwise, cleaned it up, and this will cap right into there. I'm going to make some holes here for plug welds, both sides. I'll weld it in one side, tap it all together, make sure the sheet metal fits good, put some plug weld holes here, some plug weld holes there. Get the back to overlap, which it already does. Do a little blasting on the edge. I got a nice little sandblasting pot thing. What the hell do I do with it? There it is. This thing works good. You know, you got to do a little spot. Works real good. I'll just clean up the edges and get it all tacked together good, and then do a nice weld job. But I'm going to end up putting plug welds in all around this thing from there. Probably just 1/4 inch, because this is in I think it's 065 wall. Pretty thin. I mean, I sliced it lengthwise and made a roll pin out of the thing. But it'll tap right in there. It already fits. This one will go in here, which I haven't crimped it yet, but it's getting there. And plug weld them, good to go. Sun's creeping in again. It's hot. It is right there. It's on top of me just about an hour earlier. It was here. John had brought her with some EMT pipe, and I was like, why? We'll just use what we took out. I still got another piece over here. Just the other half was here somewhere. Here it is. Right there. It's just thin wall tubing. I'm just going to beef up where we cut it. But looking good, not too bad. Still cracking at it. This is it. Get all my plug welds up that center body line, because this panel goes over that one. I cleaned that one up a little bit. Got rid of the rust. Goes all the way down and through. These pieces, can work them after. Tap them out to each other, plug weld them, whatever. Not a big deal. I have my machine gun barrels here. They look like span down machine guns. Pop, 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 pop. Ah, it is so hot. Alright, I'm gonna set them together one more time, make sure everything looks good, make sure these are really the only two problems, and then they're not a big deal. Actually, I could break that off. But once I set it together, everything works. I'll pull it apart, tap the tube in one end, plug weld it, and then put the thing together, and then plug weld the other side. Do all the plug welds on the back where the sheet metal is. Really low voltage, probably like with this thing, probably 15 volts. Like real slow, like welding a muffler. No big deal. Damn, it's hot. I plug welded one side, the other side's tapped in on both tubes, top and bottom. I have not plug welded this yet. I chopped it 7 inches in length. Now I have to channel it 8 inches in height. I'm going to take out this hollow area right here, which actually happens to be 7.5 inches. This lip right here across the left is going to end up on the bottom. This whole section is going to be missing because the back seat ends up higher than the back of the car by 8 inches, but I knew that was going to happen. I really want this as my back seat, not the front. I want these as my back seat right there. There's a Chevy Cavalier seats, and there's a big metal cup that welds across the bottom that I've already cut off and ground. I'm going to find a way to upholster those, but they're nice. They're real short bucket seats. I already have the tracks, and they already bolt in. They're going to be upholstered, whatever this is upholstered to. I'm probably going to cut it all out, but I'm not going to channel it today. It should be very easy. I mean, there's 2 seams right there. There's a seam here and a seam here, so after I clear most of this stuff, I'm going to cut it here, all the way across, cut it here, and then separate it from the spot welds and slide it over or inside itself, and maybe even lay it back a little more since I'm going to be there. I wish I had another Cavalier seat because those brackets, you can't really see it on the side, they unbolt, and I can make a back seat that swivels back and forth with a little handle coming through a hole somewhere. It'd actually be really easy. The original seat cushions, might use them, might not. We'll see. I might have a better padding or something to go in there than the springs. But the springs make it really thick. Them suckers have to be about 6 inches thick. I mean, look at how thick this base is. Now, my back seat is not going to slide back and forth. It's going to be bolted down solid. If you don't want to ride, don't get in. Be lucky I have a back seat, because I really wasn't going to make a back seat. I was going to do something different. I actually had a chance at one point to make it a coupe. I had the rear clip to a coupe, but I liked the tub idea too much. All this is going to be gone right there. That big curved piece, not even, it's all coming out. I'm going to do that right now. That's going to be a lot of fun. But I won't be able to weld that up till tomorrow. We'll see. I have my air conditioner on. It's only on fan. I like to circulate the air, but I got this on the side of the road free. And it's pretty strong. I just don't like running it when I got the door open. I've got the door shut because the sun was literally reaching all the way to the orange stuff on the back of the garage. But this was today. One more step of progress. Alright, I'm going to cut this up. See what I can do. Well, it's at 9 o'clock, getting pretty dark outside, and this is it for the night. Now I've chopped it 7 inches, and I'm going to section it 8 inches. I got it all trimmed out. I put a straight edge across the back, and I kind of did off the bottom edge of this line, went all the way across. It ends up being 7 inches, but when I trim the back down, it's going to end up being 8, because I have to fold it over a little bit. I also made a line up both sides, and if you can see it, there's just a little Sharpie line on both sides, so when I cut the tubes, which that'll probably keep it straight anyway, I'm going to end up taking 8 inches out of this, which here to here is 7, so all that's got to come out. I got to use this piece and do my little slip roll thing and put it inside just like I did here. Then if I go with the factory seats, I'm going to have to section those too and chop the length of them, but it'll look good. I always wanted a big old bucket seat to go in the back, and when I spotted this one, that was it. Had to have it. So for 20 bucks, we get our nice old framework to play with. But it's getting late. I can't work out here too late or the neighbor will freak out. What else is new? But I'm going in. What the hell is that thing? It's huge. Big old bug. I don't know. Have a good night. I gotta go in. Phew. My steering column's right here. Well, let's go say hi to the girl. She's out in the driveway. Pretty cool to have this thing in the driveway. My little dog. Peanut. Oh, once again, have a good night.